I woke up in the body of the guy from a trashy novel, cast as the billionaire chump destined to be cheated on. In the original story, my wife, Chloe, has an affair with her college sweetheart, her one that got away. And the original me? Because he was so deeply in love with her, he just took it, suffered in silence, forgave her everything. And in the end, they got there happily ever after. I'm sorry, but that's insane. Being that lovesick should be classified as a terminal illness. The guy now was Leo Vance, was worth billions. Women were practically lined up around the block and halfway to Jersey to marry him. Why in God's name would he hang himself up on one person? So, I decided to add a little color to my new life. Except Chloe didn't like that. A while later, she broke it off with her old flame and wanted to come back home. I told her too late. The party over here is just getting started. So yeah, I was in a book, stuck playing the lead in some cliche story about a guy getting cheated on. I came on our anniversary, the exact day she was supposed to get a call from her old flame and ditch me. Just then, a translucent comment stream started scrolling through my vision. This is it, the big scene. Her old boyfriend is about to call, and she's going to ditch Leo to go see him. Leo loves her so much, he's torn up inside. He begs her to stay. They even have a huge fight, but she leaves anyway. It's their anniversary, though. Kind of a low blow to see another guy. It was a corporate marriage. She has no feelings for him. She's a free woman. Yes, queen, don't let any man hold you down. Do what you want. She doesn't realize she's actually in love with Leo yet. Wait until she has her big accident, then she'll come around. They'll get together for real and start the super sweet second act. Can't wait. I remember the plot. Leo and Chloe's marriage was a merger of two dynasties, but he'd had a crush on her for years. After they got married, he treated her like a queen, waited on her hand and foot. But then her college boyfriend moved back to the city, and Chloe started the affair. When Leo found out, she didn't even try to hide it. She got bolder. It broke him, gutted him completely, but he just waited, guarding his broken heart, hoping she'd come back. It wasn't until she was in a serious accident that things changed. He never left her side in the hospital, nursed her back to health, and she was finally moved by his devotion. They reconciled and lived happily ever after, right? A guy who used to be a 9-to-5 corporate drone, was now a billionaire CEO, and I was supposed to not only get cheated on, but be a complete simp about it? Does that sound right to you? If Chloe were some great person, maybe, but she wasn't worth it. She took everything he gave her without a second thought and never gave him the time of day. She even justified her affair by saying their marriage was just a business deal and she had the right to find true love. Please, now that I was here, there was no way I was repeating that tragedy. With Leo's money and status, what kind of woman couldn't I find? The original story was full of amazing women who were into him, but he'd friend-zoned them all for Chloe. And in return, she made him the poster boy for getting cheated on. The ones you spoil always take you for granted, and simps get what they deserve. I was going to write a different story. Just then, a sharp ring from a phone cut through my thoughts. I looked at the table in front of me, covered with a perfect dinner, then glanced across at Chloe, who was already frowning, her impatience written all over her face. But when she saw the caller ID, her eyes lit up. The corners of her mouth turned up in a smile she couldn't hide. She shot me a look, then answered the call right in front of me. It was a man's voice on the other end. Ethan, her old flame. Chloe's voice was suddenly soft, warm. Okay, I'll head over right now. Today was our 3rd wedding anniversary. The original Leo had left work early, set up this whole candlelight dinner, ordered cake, bought a gift. The candles had barely been lit for 5 minutes. Chloe slipped her phone in her purse and stood up. Honey, I can't have dinner with you tonight. Ethan doesn't want to eat alone. I have to go keep him company. The moment she finished, the comment stream flared to life. Here we go. Leo hears it's Ethan and his eyes are going to get all red. He's in so much pain. They get into a huge fight, but he still can't stop her from leaving. After she's gone, he's going to cry his eyes out and drink until he gets alcohol poisoning. Me? What a world-class doormat. Not only does he wear the horns, he likes to torture himself, too. Whatever. I didn't even like Chloe. Her going to see her boyfriend just meant I could have some fun of my own. While I didn't say anything, Chloe's eyes filled with irritation. Leo, don't be so petty. Ethan just got back to the city. I smiled and cut her off. I didn't say you couldn't go. You should hurry. Don't be late. Chloe froze. a slight frown creasing her forehead. She clearly hadn't expected me to just agree, and so easily. The comments started scrolling frantically. Wait, what's wrong with him? Did he take the wrong meds? She's going to see another man, and he just agrees? Isn't he supposed to beg her and then fight with her? This isn't right. Is it just me? Or does he look like he can't wait for her to leave? Chloe recovered and added, I'll be back early. I shrugged. Whatever. Don't come back at all if you don't want. She gave me a long, searching look, her eyes full of confusion, before finally grabbing her purse and walking out. Perfect. The buzzkill was finally gone. Still, it'd be a shame to waste this food. I needed someone to share it with. I pulled out my phone and made a call. A few stray comments drifted by. He's just putting on a brave face. He's going to start crying any second now. LOL. Who would believe this hard-asso cries over his wife behind closed doors? Wait, what's he doing? Who is he calling? Cry? I wouldn't cry at her funeral. She was having an affair. It's not like the company went bankrupt. Half an hour later, our butler showed in a young woman. She was beautiful, with delicate features, pale skin, and a pair of big, innocent-looking eyes that were captivating. She was wearing a plaid skirt and a white button-down, a schoolgirl getup that showed off every curve of her figure. Her cheeks were flushed, and when she spoke, she couldn't hide the excitement in her voice. Mr. Vance, I'm so happy you called me. The comment stream went insane. What the hell is happening? Isn't that Jenna, the student he sponsored? She has a huge crush on him and has been working at his company since she graduated. But he was never into her. What's he doing calling her over? It's late, they're alone. Oh my God, don't tell me he's going to cheat on Chloe. I gestured to the chair with my chin. Sit, have dinner with me. Jenna's eyes were shining as she looked at me, but she didn't sit across from me. She walked right over and, bold as anything, sat down on my lap, her impressive chest pressing against mine. Mr. Vance, I told you before, I like you, even if it means nothing. I wrapped an arm around her slim waist. No regrets. Jenna leaned in and planted a soft, quick kiss on my cheek, her voice shy. Do you get what I mean now? The comment stream exploded. Oh, what is this? He's tainted. Jenna has no shame. He's a married man. This is cheating. How could he do this to Chloe? Someone posted a question. But didn't Chloe just cheat on him with Ethan? Someone else shot back immediately. Hello. In the original story, she's allowed to cheat. He's not. He has to love her and only her. Exactly. If he cheats, and she's the one being wronged, the whole plot falls apart. I'm out. Done with this story. Right? The double standards from the peanut gallery were something else. Weren't we all for equality? I ignored the idiotic comments, finished dinner with Jenna in my lap, and had the butler bring her a contract my lawyer had already drawn up. I, Leo Vance, am a straight shooter. I was making her my sugar baby. After reading the contract, Jenna signed it without a second thought. She threw her arms around my neck, her voice sweet. Boss, whatever you need, just tell me. I swept her up into my arms and headed upstairs without a backward glance. The comments were a stream of pure rage. What the hell happened to the devoted, faithful hero? What is this? He's not pure anymore. He doesn't deserve to be the main character. Where's the author? Get out here and fix this. Maybe he's just doing this to make Chloe jealous? Acting with Jenna? No way. They're already taking their clothes off. That bastard. Not only does he cheat, he brings the girl to their house. Oomph. Men are all trash. I smirked at the comments. So what? What could they do? It was just powerless rage. I let my hands wander over Jenna. According to the plot, Chloe wouldn't be home all night. And even if she did come back, I had nothing to explain. She could chase her so-called true love, and I could chase some excitement. Fair is fair. We're all adults here. I wasn't going to coddle her. The next morning, just as the sky was starting to lighten, the sharp click-clack of heels on the marble floor downstairs woke me up. So annoying. The comment stream lit up. Ha ha ha, he's so busted. Chloe's back. I hope she finds out and divorces his cheating ass. Replace him. Ethan would be a better lead. No way. Ethan abandoned her after her accident in the original story. He's not worthy. Let Chloe be single and fabulous. I rolled out of bed, still half asleep. Hearing the noise, Jenna scrambled off the bed, grabbed her clothes from the floor, and threw them on before diving into the closet to hide. It happened so fast, I couldn't even stop her. The next second, the bedroom door flew open. Chloe stood there, her face a thundercloud. She crossed her arms, her cold gaze sweeping the room. When her eyes landed on a piece of black lace on the floor, she sneered. Leo, don't you have something to explain to me? The comments were practically screaming with excitement. HHHH, she finally knows something's up. Yes, slap this scumbag silly and expose him for the pig he is. He goes on and on about how much he loves her, but then he cheats. He's not even human. I stretched lazily and nodded seriously. Actually, I do have something to tell you. I got out of bed and walked over to the closet, pulling the door open to reveal the disheveled woman inside. This is Jenna, my new sugar baby. Used to be you had to tell your parents about a new girlfriend. Now, I guess you have to tell your wife. I was being completely transparent. The comment stream went silent for a beat, then completely blew up. Holy crap, he's the one who outed himself to Chloe. Is he crazy? Isn't he afraid she'll get mad? Okay, I have absolutely no idea what he's doing anymore. This is wild. He's totally provoking her. He's gone too far. Chloe was stunned, frozen in place like a statue. Jenna pouted at me. Leo, I almost suffocated in there. She was wearing one of my oversized dress shirts, the collar open, revealing an impressive amount of cleavage. Oh, right. In her hurry, she put on my clothes by mistake. My bad, I said soothingly. If Chloe hadn't come back, we'd still be going at it. Jenna wrapped her slender arms around my neck. You'll have to make it up to me. Deal, I said, swallowing hard. The comments lost it. Jesus, I can't watch this. A cheater and a home wrecker. They have no shame. Our poor Chloe, this must be killing her. I don't even recognize this character anymore. Can someone please get him under control? Just then, Chloe, who we'd been ignoring, finally snapped out of it. Her chest heaved, her face contorted with rage. Leo, who did you say this woman is? She pointed a trembling finger at Jenna, her voice a low growl, like she wanted to tear someone apart. I smiled at her, my tone light. I just told you. She's my sugar baby. Picked her up last night. Chloe's face turned ashen. Leo, that's cheating. I held up my hands, my voice calm and steady. How can it be? Like you said, I have the right to pursue love. I threw her own words right back at her. The comments scrolled furiously. He has no remorse. Can we please get a new main character? This is just cruel to Chloe. The plot has gone completely off the rails. I think the character has been body snatched. Chloe's face went from red to white, her whole body shaking with anger. Leo, you told me you loved me. You said you would only ever be good to me. Was that all a lie? I shrugged, a smirk playing on my lips. They were just words. You actually believed them. Her eyes widened in shock, anger, and pain, a storm of emotions swirling together. She looked like she was about to shatter. At the same time, the comments were going haywire. Did the main characters get the wrong scripts? Chloe is completely blindsided. He's such an asshole. She needs to kick him to the curb. She's a billionaire CEO in her own right. She can find any man she wants. She doesn't need this trash. Leo, can I go now? I'm going to be late for work, Jenna whined, nudging me. Suddenly, Chloe's expression changed. She pointed at Jenna's wrist and shrieked, You tramp! How dare you wear my things? The diamond bracelet Jenna was wearing was part of the set. The original Leo had bought it for Chloe yesterday as a gift. She'd glanced at it once, tossed it aside, and then rushed out to meet Ethan. I was just operating on a no-waste principle and gave it to Jenna instead. Jenna flinched as if she'd been struck, covering her wrist and pressing closer to me. I made a disapproving sound. I bought it, so I get to decide what happens to it. Besides, you're always so generous. Jenna's just a kid. Why are you picking on her? Chloe looked utterly bewildered. That was my anniversary present from you, she yelled. Right? As if she cared so much about our anniversary when she was out all night with another man. I kept my tone dismissive. So what? The kid likes it. Let her wear it for a bit. When she gets tired of it, I'll give it back to you. The comment stream was livid. Is he even human? Listen to the words coming out of his mouth. This is so painful to watch. I can't take how he's treating her. He's a monster. Chloe's hands clenched into fists, her sharp gaze fixed on Jenna. Take my bracelet off. Now, don't make me say it again. Her eyes were vicious, her usual elegance completely gone. She was beyond furious. Jenna hid behind me. Leo, she's so scary. I'm frightened. I shielded Jenna and glared at Chloe. Apologize. Can't you see you've scared her? Chloe's eyes turned red. She looked at me as if I were a complete stranger. Leo, I'm so disappointed in you. I want a divorce. As soon as she said it, the comments erupted. Yes, yes, yes. Chloe's finally standing up for herself. Divorce him. You pushed it too far. The jerk is going to regret it now. Ha ha. He's probably panicking. Serves you right for being so arrogant. Chloe, don't you dare go soft on him. Even if he gets on his knees and begs, don't forgive him. That's right. There are plenty of other men out there. I frowned, my tone disapproving. A divorce? Chloe, even if I agreed, your family wouldn't. This was a business merger. Our family's interests are tied together. You're being selfish. You need to think about the bigger picture. Chloe's cheek twitched. She looked like she was too angry to even process what I was saying. Leo, you cheated on me. I am divorcing you, and that's final. I was losing my patience, my expression turning cold. Enough. Can you stop being so unreasonable? I just made a mistake that every man on earth makes. Besides, the line of women who want to marry me is a mile long, but I chose you. I made you Mrs. Vance. What more could you possibly want? That sent her over the edge. Leo, you cheat and then try to justify it by saying everyone does it? You're disgusting. You're a scumbag. She raised her hand to slap me. I caught her wrist and slapped her across the face. At least I'm not a hypocrite. I own what I do. She was spoiled rotten. Now that I was here, that was over. Chloe was stunned. She held a hand to her cheek, tears streaming down her face. You hit me. The comment stream went blank for a second, then exploded. Holy shit, he hit her. Damn it, he's not just a cheater, he's abusive. Her face is all red. He's gone way too far. I thought this was a story about her cheating on him, not him abusing her. I took a step back, putting some distance between us. Are you saying you're completely innocent here? You tried to hit me. That's called self-defense. Besides, I didn't say a word when you were with your old boyfriend. Why can't you just pretend you didn't see my sugar baby? Chloe screamed through her tears. Ethan and I are in love. I nodded thoughtfully. Jenna and I are in love, too. And our relationship has a financial component, so it's much more stable than yours. Without another glance at Chloe, I took Jenna's hand and led her downstairs. As I left, I tossed one last line over my shoulder. You've changed, Chloe. You should really take a long look in the mirror. The comment stream was just a blur of angry gibberish. I, on the other hand, was in a great mood. She cheated on me? I just fight fire with fire. A divorce? In her dreams. Not only would our parents never agree, but our companies were too deeply entangled. For now, I wouldn't agree either. A divorce wouldn't do either of us any good. I had plenty of time to just wait for her to die. When she did, all her money would be mine. I set Jenna up in another penthouse I owned and started spending most of my evenings there. Because I wasn't coming home, Chloe, completely out of character, started calling me. I never picked up. The old Leo was at her beck and call, and she couldn't have cared less. Now that I was ignoring her, she was suddenly interested. Pathetic. One day after work, the butler called. My parents wanted to see me. When I walked in, Chloe and her parents were there too. Chloe shot me a look, a mix of smugness and pure hatred. The comments kicked up again. Ha ha ha, he's in for it now. His dirty laundry is out in the open. Yes, finally, someone who can put him in his place. He's been out of control. Is he finally going to get what's coming to him? I can't wait. I ignored Chloe and greeted my parents casually. Mom, Dad. Then I dropped onto a nearby sofa. Chloe's parents looked grim. My dad spoke first. Leo, we heard you've been keeping a woman on the side. I feigned surprise. Dad, that's not true. Chloe's parents glared at me. Don't try to deny it. We've seen the pictures. I looked at them, my voice light and breezy. Oh, I'm not keeping her secretly. I'm keeping her out in the open. The room went silent. My parents shot me a death glare. Chloe's mom finally exploded. Mr. Vance, you owe us an explanation. My daughter is the lady of the Vance family. How can you humiliate her like this? Her dad tried a softer approach. Leo, you and Chloe have been married for years, and you've never put a foot wrong. Since this is the first time, just break it off with that other woman, go home, and make things right with Chloe. We can forgive you this once. I looked at Chloe and let out a cold laugh. Mom, Dad, you might not know this, but I was just trying to be more like Chloe. She's the one who taught me to grow, to not be tied down by marriage, and to bravely seek out my own true love. As I spoke, I placed a manila folder on the coffee table. Inside was all the evidence I'd had a private investigator gather on Chloe's affair. As they passed the folder around, their faces changed. Photos, hotel receipts, it was all there clear as day. I looked at Chloe's parents and added, "Congratulations. Your daughter has a boyfriend." The looks on their faces were priceless. Chloe looked mortified, her body trembling. The comments blew up. "Damn, he's so calculating. How could he show those photos to their parents? The old Leo would have covered for her. Now he's the one exposing her. Has he no shame? It's over. Her parents are humiliated. No one's going to back her up now." The atmosphere in the room was thick with a strange silence. My parents were looking at Chloe in a whole new light. Her parents, realizing they had no leg to stand on, looked deeply uncomfortable. I leaned back into the sofa. "Chloe, have some decency. You can play around. Why can't I?" I then turned my gaze to her parents. "Our families are in business together. I haven't come after your family for this, but you have the audacity to come after me? What? You think the Van Cess are weak? You think you can walk all over me? I'll say it once. We can make this work, or we can get a divorce and burn everything to the ground. Mutuellement assure de destruction." The moment the words left my mouth, Chloe's dad started trying to smooth things over with a forced smile. "Leo, don't be angry. This was all a misunderstanding. We'll go home and have a serious talk with Chloe. Make her break it off with that man." I waved a dismissive hand. "Oh, don't bother. After all, I was waiting for her and her old flame to have their little accident. There's nothing wrong with us having our own fun," I said, pausing deliberately before looking at Chloe. "But if you make me unhappy, I will make sure you regret it." She flinched, looking away, unable to meet my eyes. The comment stream had gone completely dead. I stood up slowly, a smile on my face. My darling is waiting for me, so I'll be going. I left them all sitting there, their faces dark enough to curdle milk, and hummed a tune as I walked out. A few days later, my childhood friend, Maya, moved back to the city. She said she didn't have a place to stay and asked if I could help. I figured, in these kinds of stories, when the childhood friend returns, you're supposed to move them right into your house. After all, I thought of her as a sister. I even threw a huge welcome home party for her. The comment stream, quiet for a while, sputtered back to life. Is he ever going to stop? First a sugar baby. Now he's moving his childhood friend in? He's gone too far. This plot is a complete train wreck. Poor Chloe. Can't she just get a divorce already? Get this jerk off the screen. I can't watch him torture her anymore. When Maya saw the lavishly decorated guest suite and the custom cake I'd ordered, her eyes crinkled into a happy smile. "Thank you, Leo. This is amazing. This is for you." I gave Maya the necklace from the set I'd originally bought for Chloe. "It's beautiful," she breathed, her eyes sparkling. She turned, showing me her bare neck. "Leo, can you put on for me?" The comments were cursing me out again. That scum. He gave one jewelry set to two different women. That was meant for Chloe. I'm so pissed. I really want to punch this guy. Perfect. Let them fume. After I fastened the clasp, Maya threw her arms around me in a grateful hug. I smiled and patted her head. Just then, the front door of the penthouse swung open. I turned to look. It was Chloe, and right behind her was Ethan. When Chloe saw me holding Maya, her face instantly darkened. The comments went wild. "Oh my God, she's back. It's about to go down. This is so juicy. Fight, fight, fight." The look in her eyes is terrifying. She looks like she could kill someone. He treats her like she's not even a person. Chloe stalked into the room, clearly trying to hold back her rage. "Leo, what is the meaning of this?" I let go of Maya and smiled. Maya just moved back to the city and needed a place to stay, so I told her she could stay here. Chloe's brow furrowed, the anger in her eyes finally spilling over. Her voice rose. "This is our home." And I said, unimpressed, "How could you let a stranger live in our home? Do you have any respect for me as your wife?" My expression hardened. "Maya is my childhood friend. She's like a sister to me. How can you call her a stranger? I thought you were more mature than this, but you become so petty. I was wrong about you." For a second, Chloe looked like she was going to explode. She ground out, "Leo, don't you think you're going too far? I forgave you for the sugar baby, and now you bring another woman into our home? Don't tell me there's nothing going on between you two." I said, perfectly righteous, "Maya, and I have a purely platonic friendship. You're the one with a dirty mind. Chloe looked like she was choking, her face turning red. Ethan stepped forward. Mr. Vance, no matter what, Chloe is your legal wife. What you're doing is incredibly disrespectful. The comment stream picked up. Ooh, a new challenger appears. Ethan's standing up for Chloe. She must be so moved right now. How is Leo going to respond? I glanced at Ethan. I honestly couldn't have cared less about him, but since he was so desperate for attention, I felt obligated to give it to him. Without a word, I punched him in the face. What little mutt are you, barking in my house? Ethan hit the floor, spitting out a tooth. He tried to get up, but my bodyguards were on him in a second, pinning him down. I walked over, used the toe of my shoe to lift his chin, and looked down at him. You little piece of trash. You'd better learn to keep your tail between your legs, or you won't even know what hit you. Chloe snapped out of her shock and rushed over, trying to push the bodyguards off him, but they didn't budge. They only took orders from me. Ethan, furious, spat a mouthful of bloody saliva onto the marble floor. So what if you're powerful, Leo? I'm still the one sleeping with your wife. I shrugged. Go for it. I wouldn't sleep with her if she begged me. I have standards. Ethan froze, clearly not expecting that response. I continued. Can she marry you? No. But if I try to divorce her, she won't leave either. Chloe's family company was failing. They'd cling to the Vance fortune like their lives depended on it. Chloe's face was a mask of fury. Ethan looked murderous. I waved a hand in disgust. Get him out of here. He's polluting the air. The bodyguards dragged Ethan out like a sack of garbage. He cursed and screamed until one of them punched him a few more times. After a few pain yelps, he finally shut up. Chloe opened her mouth to protest, but when her eyes met mine, she closed it again. Good. She was learning, but she still looked defiant. Unable to take it out on me, she turned on Maya. Miss, you probably don't know this, but you're not the only woman my husband is cheating with. And as an actress, I'm sure you know how damaging it would be for your career if people found out you were involved with a married man. A clear threat. The comments loved it. Go Chloe. If she can't touch him, she can definitely handle some B-list actress. Maya has always had a crush on him. If she finds out he cheats, her image of him will be shattered. Yes, let's see how he gets out of this one. I watched Chloe with cold eyes, but before I could speak, Maya linked her arm through mine. I do like Leo, but I would never break up a family. When you two get divorced, I'm going to marry him. She smiled a bright, dazzling smile. I'm very confident about that. And as for your threat, you may have money, but Leo just signed me to his new media agency. You wouldn't want to make an enemy of him, would you? Chloe's face fell. She stared at me in disbelief. You signed her? The words were squeezed out from between clenched teeth. I answered nonchalantly. I have more money than I know what to do with. What's wrong with signing an actress? In that instant, Chloe's expression was uglier than I'd ever seen it. If Maya had been signed with anyone else, Chloe could have crushed her. But she couldn't touch me. She looked from me to a beaming Maya, and her gaze suddenly froze. I knew she'd recognized the necklace. This time, she didn't say a word. Her face just got darker as she stormed upstairs. I didn't bother with her, just went back to having a good time downstairs. Maya was officially living with us. I'd see Jenna on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'd be home with Maya on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I grew colder and colder towards Chloe, and she, seemingly unable to handle the fact that I no longer cared, actually came to my office to talk. When she walked in, her usual arrogant demeanor was gone. She looked tired, worn down. I knew her company was in trouble, and Ethan was pressuring her to divorce me. She was at her wit's end. What is it? I asked, looking up from my computer without much emotion. She sat down, her voice soft. Leo, I've been thinking, you used to love me so much. The way you changed. It's because of me and Ethan, isn't it? So, she was starting to regret losing her ever-faithful doormat. I just raised an eyebrow and said nothing. She continued, I've done a lot of self-reflection lately. Since we're married, we should be responsible for our marriage. And I said, Chloe bit her lip as if steeling herself. I broke things off with Ethan. You should break it off with them, too. Let's both come back to the family, go back to how things were. The comments chattered away. She's willing to come back. Leo must be ecstatic. He loved her so much before, he'll definitely agree. Finally, is the happy ending here? I laughed. A sharp, sarcastic sound. Chloe, you haven't had some grand epiphany. You just regret losing a loyal simp who would let you walk all over him. Her tone sharpened. Leo, must you be so crude? I'm serious about wanting to make this work. I was wrong about what I did before. I'm sorry, I said, mockingly. And what makes you think your apology means I have to forgive you? I already said I'm sorry. What more do you want? She snapped. Her nerve almost made me laugh. When I didn't reply, she put on a magnanimous air. I've forgiven you for your mistakes. I hope you won't push your luck. All I'm asking is that you break up with them. I looked her straight in the eye and said, slowly and clearly, too late. Can't be done. One of them's already pregnant. She should have thought of this sooner. If I had been the old Leo, coddling her and forgiving her, she never would have come back. She would have gone on thinking she was some noble heroine chasing true love. Her reconciliation in the original story only happened because Ethan dumped her and she had nowhere else to go. It was never about realizing she loved Leo. The only person she ever loved was herself. The comment stream exploded like fireworks. Ugh, this scumbag. I shouldn't have expected anything from him. I feel so bad for Chloe. He's going to regret treating her like this one day. Across from me, Chloe shot to her feet. She stared at me, her breathing ragged. Leo, how could you? How could you do this to me? I am still your legal wife. I glanced at her. So, I rubbed my chin, feigning curiosity. Hey, how come you're not pregnant yet? Is your boyfriend shooting blanks? That did it. She went off like a firecracker. Fine, Leo. You'll regret this. She spat the words, her voice laced with venom. I will make you regret this. She slammed the door on her way out. Regret. She'd have to live long enough for me to regret anything. I thought back to the original plot. The car crash was less than 2 weeks away. It was coming soon. I could wait. A week later, while I was at a private club with 3 women, the comment stream suddenly went berserk. Holy shit. Chloe's family and Ethan were just in a massive car wreck. It's bad. Ambulances took them all away. I hope she's okay. Chloe and Ethan are alive, but her parents didn't make it. I remember this part. This is when Leo calls in specialists and saves her life. But he's cheating now. Is he still going to save her? Don't say that. I'm scared he's going to abandon her. No, he loves her deep down. Seeing her hurt will make him come around. They'll get back together. Please let that be the ending. Just then, my phone rang. It was the hospital. By the time we got there, Chloe's parents were already gone, and she was in emergency surgery. A few comments trickled by. Wait, where's Ethan? I thought he was in the ambulance too. Yeah, he had the lightest injuries. How is he not at the hospital yet? What the ambulance is heading for the outskirts of the city. It's going the wrong way. Oh my God, those paramedics are fake. They're saying they're going to sell him. That's terrifying. Do you think Leo sent them? How could he have known about the crash ahead of time and find the right ambulance? It's over. They're tying Ethan up. A few hours later, a post-op Chloe was wheeled into a private room, an oxygen mask on her face. The doctor said her injuries were severe and she'd need another surgery. The moment she saw me, her eyes filled with tears. But when she saw the 3 women standing behind me, her eyes widened in horror and her breathing quickened on the monitor. I sat down by her bed and took her hand. Hey, wife, you look happy to see me. A tear rolled down her cheek. Her voice was a raw whisper. My parents. I knew what she was asking. I answered with deliberate care. Your mom's gone. Your dad's gone. Oh, and your little boyfriend is gone too. The comments gasped. It was him. Poor Ethan. A moment of silence for the old flame. Leo is ruthless. His guys said they were going to dump Ethan in the ocean for the sharks. A look of agony crossed Chloe's face, tears flooding her eyes. You did this? She rasped. I nodded. Yes. My life's philosophy isn't to forgive and forget. It's to kick them when they're down. A slow smile spread across my face. I'm not here to save you. I'm here to see you off. Her eyes filled with terror. She struggled to sit up, but a pair of perfectly manicured hands pushed her back down. It was Olivia, Chloe's best friend. Chloe, relax. You just got out of surgery. Chloe glared at Olivia. You're with him too? Olivia didn't deny it. Remember what you used to say? You said Leo was a good man, that he'd make the perfect husband. The rage made Chloe's face flush, and she broke into a violent coughing fit. Jenna stepped forward with her phone, a sweet smile on her face as she opened the camera app. Hey, Chloe, how about we take a selfie? Maya leaned in on the other side. Why aren't you smiling, Chloe? Are you just not a smiley person? The three of them crowded around the bed, trying to pose for a picture with her. Chloe's eyes were locked on me. She summoned every last bit of her strength, ripped off her oxygen mask, and screamed, "Leo, did you ever love me?" The classic question. I knew the answer to this one. I straightened up, my expression serious. My lips parted, and the single word came out, crisp and clear. Never. That felt good. The comment stream was in chaos. Refund. I want a refund. His heart, his soul, his lungs are all black. It's over for her. He never planned on letting her live. This world is just an exercise in cruelty. I'm done. Logging off forever. The light in Chloe's eyes went out. She coughed up a mouthful of blood and passed out. A few days later, Chloe died. I acquired all of her family's assets and merged them with my own. After that, I focused on making money with 3 beautiful women by my side. The 4 of us living our best lives. That was better than anything. And